incredibly empowering for a survivor to share his or her own story. It can be cathartic. For some, they may really want to help others, and by sharing their story, it can be a great way to let other people who are struggling, let them know that there is a way forward and that they can recover from this crime.
It's suddenly this feeling of not being alone, and it's suddenly having a feeling of this experience that hurt me can help others.
We know that trauma survivors, particularly in cultures, which are most cultures that stigmatize sexual violence and shame sexual violence, speaking out is a way of sort of fighting through that cultural disgust, that cultural stigma, and claiming one experience and uniting with other people who've had that experience.
And when you're giving the testimony, it can bring also others, other survivors, who are still hiding because of shame and fear. When they will see their fellow survivor, the fellow survivor who have been also enduring the same situation, can also come out of the shame and the fear.
Saka zvikatobuda pamakameras vanhu vachizviona ndozvi kusangana nemadzimai ekuZimbabwe kuti akota vadii kudai vadii kuti tite kana kuti zvinovabatsirawo kuti varege kuramba vasangana nedambudziko iroro.
We're breaking the silence, and that's what I want to focus on. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of anger and injustice out there, but these kind of things, for me, these kind of projects give me hope and empower me to keep on going for myself, for the survivor, for the ones that are not here anymore, and for the ones that sadly are coming.
My advice to filmmakers and journalists who are filming survivors is just to try and put themselves in the shoes of that person. Forget that you're used to having the cameras around and the lights around, and think of it in that person's perspective.
In order to avoid being disempowering to a survivor, I think it's really important to just keep in mind that this isn't a story and it's not just a piece of news or a piece of information. It's someone's deepest, darkest feelings, it's their most secret emotions, and it's probably taken them so much time and effort to be able to just admit it to themselves, let alone to consent to sitting down with someone who could be a perfect stranger in front of a camera and record an interview that could be broadcast to who knows how many people.
So when conducting these kinds of films, I think it's really important to do your homework, think about the purpose, think about, is it worth doing given the amount of potential strain this person can go through. At the time, give the person as much control as possible, conduct a very thorough informed consent with them, and also talk to them about language, things that you might do, things that you might not do that'll put them at ease or make them more uncomfortable.
I think sort of the most important thing an interviewer can keep in mind is to do no harm by interviewing this person and approaching this person and getting their story, and being as collaborative as you possibly can so that this is not a take kind of experience for the person, that it's an exchange and that you're really honoring what they're doing by telling you their story.